So imagine a voice recorder. It just records your voice, records like meetings and stuff, but there's AI built into it. It's an agent. It can overview, like just review the whole meeting and give you tips, give you a summary. It's such a good, useful tool. Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. It's the ticnote by Mobvoi. So it's very, very useful tool. I'll be explaining why it's so useful, what are just like the basic specs, and how can you use it in your daily life if you get it. So let's dive in this video and get started right away, because this is a very, very big revolutionary piece of technology and there's a lot to unpack. Just getting straight into the design, it's like kind of like something you can put on the back of your iPhone, or you can just hold it, put it in your pocket or something, and record everything going on in the background. It's very, very slim, kind of like credit card, debit card like design. It's about like 3 millimeters thick, so like a credit card, and then also 71 grams, just weighs a little bit more and is a little bit bigger than a credit card. And it also has an OLED display, just like display battery, like recording status, battery, stuff like that. And also has 3 built-in microphones for clear, crisp audio recording. And for the storage, it has 64 gigabytes of storage, which is more than enough just for like recordings and stuff. So you're never going to fear to run out of storage. And it has transcription and translation in over 100 languages, which is amazing. This can also be used for like translation if you wanted to. Put it like in whole recording of something or just an audio file, and it can translate because it has AI built into it. And it can auto-generate summaries of things. It can just tell you a summary of whatever it recorded, tell you a lot of other stuff. And if you want to know, it runs off of like ChatGPT 4.0, which is very, very good. And it comes DeepSeek R1, so you could install any one and use any one of those if you want to use like one or the other. For everyday use cases, this is amazing. You could put it in like meetings, just like everyday circumstances, if you're talking with someone, if you need to like translate something. And especially I like this one for school. So let's just dive into every single one. Meetings, obviously, instead of like taking notes and everything by hand, you can record it and it'll give you a summary. You can also like give this to someone who you trust at the meeting, and they'll record the whole meeting for you and then give it back to you, and then you can use that summary just to understand what you missed and just a lot of other stuff. It'll give you like tips and everything. Amazing. And like I said, for students, it's also very, very good for students. You don't have to like take notes by hand. You can just record the whole lecture, and then the AI can take the notes and give you a very, very good summary. So this is like a big, big game changer just for like students. Instead of painstakingly taking notes by hand and being afraid to miss some stuff, this will probably not miss anything. And then also it will give you a full summary along with just bullet points if you need anything like that. And like I said, this is a very, very cool feature. You can like slap that on the back of your phone, and then when your phone vibrates for like a phone call, it will automatically turn on. You can turn on that setting. Once it feels that vibration from your phone, that microphone will turn on and it can record your phone call. You just have to put your phone call to speaker mode so the microphone can hear it, and then it can just hear the phone call and translate if you need, just do anything, which is amazing. Very, very cool feature. And like I said earlier, it's very, very good for like classes and lectures. You can just record the lecture, and then afterward it'll give you like a whole AI driven transcription and also like a summary and full points and like notes if you need, which is very, very game changing. And it's very, very also good for content creation, since you can just put on a video and put on like maybe like a web page, and then your computer can like read it out loud, and then it can also just create a whole podcast or something, or a whole like video script like I'm doing with that feature. Just like put on a podcast about like this Mobvoi ticnote, just make like the computer read a web page out loud, and then record both those with that ticnote, and then it can like use its AI and create a whole script or a summary or whatever like bullet points you need, which is very, very good. So let's just do a quick summary, just a quick pros and cons. Some big pros are obviously you can quickly take notes whether you're in like lectures or like a meeting. Very, very lightweight. You don't need like a huge case for it or anything. And also it can just slap on the back of your like phone or something. So you actually don't need to hold it at all. You just take your phone and it will be in the back of it. Especially if you have iPhone, you can just use that MagSafe. But it also has some magnetic Android use cases too. Just get an extra case for magnetic use for Android. That huge storage, 64 gigabytes, lets it to store so many audio recordings, and it can also store the full AI transcription and AI summary with them. And another big pro is that it has over 100 plus languages. So probably like whatever language you need, German, French, Russian, whatever language you need, it can translate, let's say, English into that language and just like put that AI summary and notes and bullet points into German and then back into English if that person's speaking. So that's very good. And according to Movoi's webpage about this ticnote, they say it's very private and any recordings you'll do will just be with you and not like publicly released in the cloud or anything. So it's a big pro too, since a bunch of people probably want the recordings private with them. But let's get to the cons, and probably the biggest con in the list is the price, along with the monthly subscription you need. The price is $160, not too bad, but you need like a $13 per month subscription for this. You don't need it, you could use like the free version, but you're gonna get a lot of AI features limited, and then also only 300 credits per month, which is probably a big drawback if you're gonna be using this a lot for like everyday lectures or like frequent meetings. So you can definitely use it with just that $360 one-time fee. But if you're gonna use like it to the most fullest capacity, then you definitely 100% need that subscription. And also people from like CNET and other people who've tried this out, they've had like sometimes a big rough time pairing it with Bluetooth. Maybe this is like a very new company and a very new product, so maybe hopefully they will give a few more updates, but for now it's kind of like a struggle to like consistently pair it. And also it can have like a bit of trouble if somebody has a very heavy accent, or if there's just a lot of people talking at once, or if it's like low volume, you'll sometimes have trouble hearing that. So be careful with that if someone has like a heavy accent who you're trying to talk to, or you're in like a big meeting hall full of like 10-20 people, it might have trouble getting everything. But nevertheless, this is a very good piece of technology. Definitely use it for students. Very helpful in note taking. Also very helpful in meetings. Get a whole summary if you're gone, or just if you're not very good at taking notes, you miss some stuff and you're just maybe a slow writer. Very good for that. And then also helps you create like content, can create a whole script. Translation is also a very big pro, but I let you decide if the cons weigh out the pros, or the pros can just like outweigh the cons. So that's it for today's video. I can see where this piece of technology is heading, definitely in the right direction. And who knows, maybe if these get like to the point where they have like huge screens on them, you can do a bunch of other stuff on them, not just audio recording. They might replace smartphones like these. So that's it for today's video. I will see you next one. Bye for now. YouTube Pro out.